Hey guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. No one's watching anyway, but I need to jump in here and put the password in. We are remote tuning 6M8II. Okay, log on. Do. All right. We are remote tuning from 1,000 miles away today. Oh shit. And we're live. We're live. It's actually running. Oh shit. Oh, it was running. It's not live now. There, we're running. I walked away for a minute. My bad. Temp's dropping, so he just fired up. But we are currently live with Drew Richardson. We should make about 10 pounds of boost on this run. At least that's what I got in the target table, so we'll see what she does. Just gonna sit here and watch me. Oh, key off. He must be cooling it. But we are currently live tuning. I'm gonna spin you all around. So this is a service I do offer for standalone customers, specifically Max. I do fuel tech. I'm not a big fan of it. But this is a remote tuning session. So Drew's bike was built and tuned here, rocked here. He lives in the mountains. He is currently at a barrow of -3 PSI. We were at 0 here. So he's 3 below absolute. So he's 14, 13, 12, 11.7 PSI of air pressure. So he is making 3 pounds less boost up there, which moved me a little bit, but not bad. And I'm basically just doing barrow trims and giving him power lines where he's making what power at what boost demand. We did a little bit of driving, all looked pretty good, cleaned up the barrow trims and it cleaned it all up. And then we did a couple wide open pulls on gate and it made 230, 127. So that's pretty good. 230 and 127 foot-pounds is pretty damn good for being on the mountain. He is about a mile high right now. Colorado Springs, I guess. But they just started it, ran it, and shut it back off, so he's circulating water. We're trying to cool it down. We got up to 214 on that last round. We are on gasoline, so everything's a little richer. Timing's out of it. Everything's running hot. E85 is a lot better for this, but it's okay. We're good. The dyno he is on is limited to 300 horsepower. So basically this second set of pulls is going to max that dyno really quick. Right now we're putting 10 pounds of boost to it, so it should make like 280 if the math trends correctly, maybe 290. We'll see if he can plant it on their dyno up there. But yeah, I figured I'd jump in here and go live for it. Screw it. No one's watching, but you know, hey, Rusty Nuts. Hi, Rusty Nuts. That's actually funny as hell. Do I recognize that bike? I might recognize that bike. Hi, Rusty Nuts. Anyway. So what I do is all my standalone customers, you get TeamViewer downloaded on your laptop along with MaxECU MTune. I will back up your tune files to your laptop as well. Those are your do not touch file. So if you ever screw with your tune and something goes stupid, I will remote in and go to the do not touch file. That file is specifically for me to go back to where it was before you took it home. Because I have had people accidentally misclick something and they don't know what they misclicked and it doesn't start anymore. So I can always go in, remote in like this, open, do not touch, and write to ECU, and you're right back to where you were. Just a second here. My nose was running. The pollen's getting rough. Anyway, Drew is set up. Right now we're on MTune live. Spin you around. Spin. So we're currently live on MTune. We're live. He's not. He's offline. He can watch everything I'm doing right now. Like boost control. Currently I got set to a target boost of 10. So we're going to try and hit 10. This is not a positive pressure boost control system. This is it's positive pressure, but it's manifold instead of compressed air. And most of my trimming's actually been in this barrow table. So we are minus 16% fuel up there. Honestly, I think this is going to be closer to that. Is launch control still enabled? 5,200 RPM launch control on clutch input switch, 212 retard, 12% extra. What's my retard? Ignition retard mode direct. Negative 25. Wow, that is a spicy girl. Oh yeah, I was trying to make boost because it's going to make less boost up there. So she is currently on gasoline, as you can see, our live. Right to max ECU, and we are live on said dyno. He's a little impatient. He fires it up a lot. I'd have probably forgot it in front of the blower for the next 15 minutes or so, but he can go ahead and run it. Let me message this gentleman. Letting him know to go ahead and make a pull or two whenever he wants. Don't know if you guys can see that screen, but he was just circulating water through the system there. Drew, I'm surprised hasn't jumped on here actually to see his own live tuning session. If you can't tell, I'm a little that is because I worked late last night and I overslept this morning, so I haven't gotten a shower yet. I haven't got shit. But oh, he says 1 minute. All right. But I had to come in here and do a dry block Gen 1 tune on MRX02 and nitrous. The nitrous, that was an interesting story. So that bike was supposed to have a 60 shot on it. Got the motor tune squared away through a known good tune for a stock motor on a 60 shot with the added fuel that that motor desired, because that motor actually made some pretty good power. And I went ahead and hit the nitrous and I about jumped out of my damn skin. So the 60 shot was a 100 shot. And that thing lit up like a firework and made 265. But it was lean at 265. So, changed jets, put it back on the dyno, started making tugs, realized real quickly we maxed the injectors out. So, top of the injectors on that particular bike was 240 horsepower. 238 actually. And it was actually going lean. I had him knock the bottle pressure down to 850 instead of 900, and it sat right where I wanted. I knocked it down to 800, and it got real fat real quick because, well, 800 is the dropping point. Plus, I don't know how much juice was left in that bottle. So, it made 208 at 800 PSI. I think the bottle was empty more than anything because it went really rich, like 0.8 lambda rich. I usually aim for 0.84, 0.83, 0.82, somewhere in there. That's actually the fat side. You can go as high as 0.85 on a small shot of nitrous like that with 3 degrees pulled. But anyway, back on this subject, we are currently tuning a turbo. If you followed, it's Drew's. We are live again. So, let's see what we should do. Spin. We are live. All right, firing up now, he said. No faults, no nothing. We're just watching the live data. I'm focused more on feeling target error, which does go absolutely crackhead when you're on and off throttle a bunch. So ignore the fact that it's swinging left and right. He's rolling on and off throttle here. There we go. Watt. Six pounds of boost, I think. 6.5. It did not make much. Hold on a second. Here we go. 11 pounds of boost. Yeah, that'll do it. My fuel target. It's adding a little bit of fuel. It's adding more fuel than I want it to add. 8%. But not bad. I can go ahead and trim that after this. It's got Barrow to correct. He's offline. So hold on a second. All right, back live. He was spinning, he said. We're trying to get more traction, he says. Yeah, I bet you were trying to get more traction with all that boost in there. So we went from a 5-pound pole to, this is the guy's first time trying to plant the max that I know will plant. This will plant it fairly easily. Here we go. He's rolling up. It is taking more dome to make than I thought, but here we go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds of boost all the way out. There we go. It freaking spun a couple times, but it ain't bad. He's fighting to make the boost. My target correction, not too shabby. I'm okay with that. Not bad. I'm within 5% right now. We'll trim from there. Looking pretty good. Trims are low. Here we go. There's the boost. The boost is wavering so much. I'm going to have to look at his PWM frequency, but we're floating between 9 and 11. 2 pounds of boost is a lot. It's surging. It might be spinning. Here we go. What? He let out. It spun. Sorry, I'm messaging at the same time that y'all are watching live on the screen here. I just asked him if he wants less boost. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm currently chatting with him. And I'm going to set y'all down for a second. Actually, here, I'll do this. Spin y'all around. Now I can see people. I want to get another ZX14. Bring it to you for a turbo installation. Nitrous Ninja. I can do turbo installation. That's not a problem. If you're wanting to go to an extreme build, that's a whole nother ball game. But the Boost is a better option. Billy Gordon. Yeah, Max is the shit. It is freaking awesome. The fact that I can do this anytime I want. I can jump in here and see what he's doing a long freaking ways away. I can do this at the track too. He found a little sweeper spot I'd missed in the middle of the tune. Nice. So we're pretty good there. The tune's not looking shabby. So, get back to chit chat. Let me check what Drew has to say. 305 is the top right now. We made 305 on a dyno that's not supposed to read over 300. Yeah, we were just toying around at 11 pounds of boost, made 305. Which makes sense. It's about what it should have made. I told him about 295 to 300, so not bad. Now, something to keep in mind this time of year on turbo builds. With wheel spin, he thinks 340. Well, that'd be impressive. That dyno reads a little high. 240, 340 would be freaking stout with 11 pounds of boost. Not gonna lie, that's higher than I would expect. Honestly, I really can't go any higher than this because he is on gasoline. I don't know if he took E85 with him or not. I don't think so, because we talked about this, and he said the dyno topped at 300, and I said there's no point in doing E85 if I'm just doing general barrel corrections. So, yeah, Busa is a very good option for a turbo. M5 tune it first. Billy Gordon, are you William? William Gardner. I think. Anyway, but yeah, the 2007 Boost is an awesome option for a turbo. Depends on your goals and what you want to make. You're going to see a stock motor max out at about 300 as is. If you want to build a motor. Yes, got you, William. Anyway, you can crank that thing up to the moon. The thing is, the Boostas are infinitely buildable. ZX14, you're going to be limited, and the price is going to be about double what it would be for a Busa. A Busa turbo, my base, what I tell everyone to do, get a turbo kit that's more than you want. Okay, so turbo kit, great kit. Get an intercooled kit, Gen 1 Stage 2, 3076 kit, preferably V-band, from Scott Davis, intercooled. That is a great starter kit, and it will make everything you ever want to make in your life. You'll never have to change the kit again. Ooh, we're driving. Sorry, squirrel. Let's see, where's my corrections at? Not bad at all. I could really fuck with them and put more boost in it. Oh, he's trying to get past peak torque. Not bad. Not bad. He actually made it all the way to the top. Whoa. Why is my total field targeting error way off up there? Whoa, guys. Oh, shit. He ran off my freaking map. He went higher RPM than I've ever gone. There we go. Well, that was stout. Much better. All right. Yeah, he went higher RPM than I've ever taken that bike. He just touched the rev limiter. I've never hit the rev limiter on that bike. So, yeah, he just tickled my rev limiter. That's impressive. Yeah, he banged the shit out of the rev limiter. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. It made more power than he expected and overshot, I'm guessing. But he just banged my limiter. That's why he got outside of my window there. Wow. Way up there. 11,596 RPM. He tickled 11,750, and the limiter is 11,5. He hit the top of the window. But anyway, back to the Busas. So always go bigger turbo system than you need, because you can always grow to that. Okay, you don't have to replace the turbo system, and it's always overkill, so it's always running cooler and never working hard. So you put that on a stock motor. No, the Scott Davis turbo kit is Scott Davis's design. So he designed his own header separate from RCC. RCC kits are great. Richard makes awesome stuff. Scott used to fabricate for RCC. He had developed a bunch of his own kits and such, and he decided to move on and work on his own. Okay, so his merge header is wicked. Now there is a new RCC V-band header that came out that is identical to it. Well, I'm going to leave that there. But Scott's systems are unique in their own way. The way he routes everything, the way he hangs everything is done completely different from RCC. Okay? But yes, there is some connection between the two. Why is this still running? He's not cooling down much. It's 200 degrees, boss. Let it cool. Let it cool. But I personally like the Scott Davis systems. I love the RCC billet ultra plenum a lot more than I like Scott's intercooled. But you pay the price, because that billet ultra plenum is $3,000. But it works amazing. As far as motor goes, you can start out with a stock motor and you can always grow that later. Power Commander PTI is good for low boost applications, but the Max is freaking killer, guys. Killer. He just ran way out of my map. Way higher RPM than I ever wanted this motor to sing. And yeah, he ran out of some cells that I'd never touched, and he still didn't hurt it. So it comped and caught it. That's why I said the dropping PSI, hoping for better grip. A tire pressure? You must not have a very good drum. I can pull boost out of it. Hold on. Let me give this man some traction. There, that'll work. Sorry. Working. He's hoping to get it to stick where it's at. Well, okay, then I need to put 14 pounds on it. 300 horsepower would be fine for my needs. Then you can do that with a stock motor. I would definitely suggest, if you're going to spend the money on a turbo kit, 300 horsepower. So if you can find a good used kit, like an old Velocity kit, you can make 300 all day. Okay? You can do that on Pump 93. I personally, if I was going to spend the money, would buy one good turbo kit, put it at 300 on that stock motor, and have fun with it, and then start piecing together like Rob's doing. He's getting rods, he's getting pistons, he's getting studs and springs and all that together, so that later he can build the motor. So we're going to put a turbo kit on it, intercooled, way more than he needs, set it at like 300 and have fun with it, and then we'll build a motor later and crank it up to max turbo, which is going to be like 400 on that kit, 400, 450 maybe on a dreamy day. But that 3076 will max out at like 550. So that's why, as Scott calls it, it's my favorite flavor. The Max, though, it's just, for the money, it's awesome, especially now that we've got the expansion module and everything working. Well, Greg does. I just worked with it. He can run a Street, Max ECU Street, and still have all the capability we've had this whole time with a Sport because of the expansion module. So we'll still have air shift control, rolling launch control, all the multi-input buttons, be able to use your clutch to change the application of a button, so on and so forth, multiple boost modes, E85, flex fuel, all the goodies. This is a flex fuel bike. Hence the 4-dimensional tables having an 85 axis and a gasoline axis. But 300 horsepower, if that was honestly all you ever wanted to make, I would go hunt down an old used Velocity kit or an old used RCC Stage 1 kit, put it on your stock motor, put a Power Commander PTI on it, and have fun with it on gasoline with one boost level. Now, 300's a lot of boost in first gear, I'll warn you on that. But it's fun. So that's entirely up to your budget and what you want to do. You can do a 300 horsepower bike with an RCC Stage 2 kit for well under 10 grand. Honestly, installed, tuned, and everything. You can do it for like, I think an RCC Stage 1 kit is like $5,300, and then $1,000 to install, $1,000 to tune. And you're going to have to buy a Power Commander, so $500. So you're looking at $5,360, $7,300. And then it'd be about $8,000 out the door, and that's a brand new kit. That kit will be capable of 400 too. It's just not intercooled, so gasoline you're going to be limited down a little bit. 85 is an awesome option. Yes, I put a heavier clutch in the Busa, so unless you're drag racing, I just use the stock mechanism. And for 300 horsepower, I'd probably do all medium to heavy duty springs or a blend of the two. The best option is to do stock springs, weld mod, and a boost comp clutch, but good luck on that because NLR no longer makes them. We have very, very, very few of them in a very old stockpile that are not NLRs. They're from the gentleman who made them before NLR, but we kind of hoard that little stockpile. That stockpile is impossible to ever replace, and NLR can't get the diaphragm parts. But yes, we run heavier clutch springs in them. If you're drag racing, we will run all heavies. All heavies, and you will hate that clutch. This bike here that I'm tuning now is on an MTC Gen 2 clutch he has set up live right now for the street with springs so you can take it to the track and have it throw away. Honestly, I've heard people talk about billet baskets and such. I've never needed to put a billet basket in, and we've made some pretty wicked power without them. But typically, over 300 horsepower, you should, supposedly. But we've made upwards of 660 without, just using a boost comp and stock springs. Makes it ride like stock. It's really nice. And then as the boost comes in, it applies additional pressure. I got one here that makes basically 700. I've never dyno proven 700, but I did plant 40 pounds of boost on the street, and 40 pounds of boost should have trended me to 700. Right now we're on cool down, guys. That bike was hot. And they're trying to figure out how to plant that tire. If you ain't got a drum and you don't know how to do it, it's really hard to plant the tire. Especially because at 300 horsepower, he's making like 170, 180 foot-pounds of torque, which is stout. Now, my drum is very, very well knurled. I have a Power Commander that I had on it before. Dongle flashed the ECU for me. I had one on my 14 also. I have 2 Power Commanders. Okay, so if you have a Power Commander 5, you just have to add a 12-volt to 5-volt converter and the PTI sensor, the map sensor, and wire it in and set it up for boost comp. Power Commander 6 will do it. Power Commander 3 will not. 2 will not. So you'd have to be at least a 5. The Flash by Ghoul ECU, it's a Ghoul. Crap. Well, that ECU is now junk. You can sell it to someone who has a stock bike because it is flashed with Flash Tune, so it'll never be able to be written again, and can't have that tune in it on a turbo because that tune's going to have a bunch of timing poured into it, and the fueling is going to be way off where I need it. Because to make 300, you're going to have to get Honda S2000 injectors, so I'm going to need to rescale, and I'm going to have to pull a bunch of fuel out of the ECU or do it all through the Power Commander, which is a nightmare. So I pull it out of the ECU and then fine trim with the Power Commander. So that Ghoul, you could probably sell it for a stock ECU. Ghouls are desirable. He's no longer around. So that would be your option there. But if you have the Power Commander, yeah, all you'll have to do is get the map sensor and the plug for it and add that in. And you will lose the ability to have 2 maps because the second map becomes your boost tables. Right to max ECU. We are live. Still 192. It is still hot. I have an extra ECU for the booster that came from a salvage yard in Florida. It is a stock booster ECU. Perfect, because I'm going to ride it with Woolwich. We're driving. Let's see what we do here. He's trying to make a tug. There, the temp came down. We're at 168. That should work. Do. Minus 6 psi. I've never seen map values that low. Oh, he's just cycling water through it. So, but yeah, that stock ECU will come in handy. You're going to need that. When you order the kit, if you could get them to add a bung for the map sensor, it's awesome. Otherwise, you can put it in a hose and hook it up to it, but it's a lot easier if you can get a plenum that's made for PTI. But yeah, like I said, 300 horsepower, you're good with that. But that Max Street, that makes it so we can do a Turbo Max for like a little over $3,000. $3,000 on a plug-and-play standalone with all functional lights, dash, everything is freaking awesome. And if you want to go rowdy with it, he does make a nice digital dash and such that works as well. But honestly, this right here is the reason the Max is awesome. If he was on a Power Commander, I could not do this because I need to be able to hold individual cells and watch the air fuel and tweak as I go and run through, and it becomes kind of a nightmare. Plus, I don't have live O2s that log. I have them live, but not logging. This, I can go back to 20 minutes ago and see that run and see how high he pulled it, what the map was, throttle position, fuel target error, air fuel, everything. And I've got really fine control over his boost control. Now, right now, I've got a really simple boost control in it. It's throttle position over throttle position. So, basically, I just set it that so it doesn't matter what cell it's in. It's going to hit the number I put in. Okay, so I got 14 pounds of boost commanded right now. We're making 11, which seems to be the trend because this thing made 7 or 8 on gate, and now it's making 5. So, seems to be about 3 pounds of boost down. Not a big deal, but it's making really good power for the boost, which is kind of spectacular. Good. I guess we're going live. It is 1:41 p.m. there. That would explain why I got so off on the time difference. Because for some freaking reason, when he said noon and it was 1 o'clock, I was like, damn, he missed it. No, it's an hour off. Mountains. Forgot about that. But it worked out good because right about the time he messaged me was the time that I got done with that nitrous tune. So that's good. But we're going to need to wrap this up quick, bud. It's almost 3 o'clock. I still got to go home, shower, get my uniform on, and go to that damn gas station. That's if I go to the gas station tonight. I'm really debating calling in. He's trying to cut hours anyway. Yep. Ooh, I got 6 people watching. I'm in Pittsburgh, so I'll have to rent a van to bring it to Alabama. Yeah, that's a good option. You can rent a van. You can rent one of the U-Haul trailers. There's also several shippers. But the thing, keep in mind with this, with turbo builds right now, if you're doing that, that's a simple, quicker one. But the more in-depth builds right now are going to have a long timeline. We're coming into the start of race season, and my racers are starting to pile in. So I'm going to start pushing them more towards mid to late summer work versus right now work. I've got one winter work turbo bike I've got to get done, and then I am on to just racers for this short period of time right now. We've still got 2 here that Motorhead's got to come. One needs plugs, coils, and then it can go back on the dyno. The other one needs a few other items wrapped up, and it is on the dyno. He's got Warren's that needs to be street ridden to verify. John's needs final street rides. It's basically done. And then we'll set him on their handed off boost levels, which this was on handoff boost level, which apparently was like 230 horsepower, which was more than I thought. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I'm clear and transparent with that it may be coming into fall before it's done. So just being ahead of that. I had an issue with people wanting deadlines that were short, and too many of them were stacking, and it was getting really hard to meet deadlines, and everything was falling behind. So I'm learning that lesson and not doing that again. So everyone's getting a pre-warning that that's the situation right now. Also had several people that were supposed to bring me their bikes over the winter that just brought them like 3 weeks ago, and now they're expecting them to be done next week, and it's like, excuse me. But I'm working on them. I'm trying to get through them. I've got the silver bike to knock out. The gold bike should be out of here this week. Totoro's should be out of here this week. So those are two big ones that have been here a while. The gold bike was actually customer cause delay because he made a change mid. I had the bike done, and then he changed his mind. So motor came back out, came back apart to get reconfigured. Totoro's has been a giant parts seeking nightmare. This winter it was almost impossible to get GSX R1000 cams, and fought to hunt them down. Waited on order forever. Finally got pissed off enough where I canceled the ordered them from Vance and Hines. Got them 5 weeks later. Just a nightmare. I've had everything to put that short block together for a minute. But now I'm just waiting on cam sprockets because my dumb ass has gotten so used to Yoshi cams that come with sprockets that when that Vance and Hines, which is actually a web cam, came in, it doesn't have a sprocket on it. So they'll be here this week. Rob Bush just shipped them out. He's my main vendor. I like Scott Davis. I love RCC. I love Rob Bush Motorsports and Worldwide Greg. Anything Max ECU, I go to Worldwide Greg. He's actually taught me things that made me realize that I am well underutilizing the Max ECU. Like, I never thought about the fact that you could have the horn button be so many different things. Boom's Tune is good. Boom's Tune is really good. Proven Power Cycles, I haven't heard of that. I've heard of it, but I haven't heard of it. Who owns that? May have heard of the owner or builder there and not the business. That's the problem. I've heard of a lot of people like Boom's Tune and freaking Shane and all them down there. I've heard of them. I know them. I don't know the names of their businesses. But Boom's Tune is freaking awesome. He helped me out with a 14 that I was fighting with. If you wanted to do the 14, that's the man to take it to. You want to do a Turbo 14, Chris Boom's Tune. He's your man. He is freaking awesome. Shane's also very good. They're just a little different price bracket than most. Shane likes to do custom pistons, really good rods, really good everything, which I understand. He's got a certain level of quality that he wants to consistently have. Okay, yeah, the boost is fairly easy. Rob actually just picked up his little white boost, so that's a stock motor with a old velocity kit thrown on it. And it makes 232. I'm just low on injector. So he's got a set of S2000 injectors we were going to put in it, but now he's going to build another one. What was the best we made on 91 down there? Dude. Sorry, you just gotta see me texting. Yes, I'm live. Hi! Hey! Yes, I went live for this. I've been chatting it up with people while we're tuning here and kind of talking about it. The best we made was 350, if I remember correctly. I'm currently on that laptop. So I don't remember. But about a bar boost is as high as we want to go. So no real higher than 14.7. We're making 11 right now. So 14.7 is going to make us there. But you're not going to want to do that back-to-back hot pulls like we have been doing. That'll be a one-and-done pull. I have 14 commanded boost. It's going to make 11 again. So if y'all can plant it, should make some pretty good power. That dyno seems pretty happy. Hey, this makes following along a lot easier. I'm not jumping between Messenger and live. Yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready. Just waiting for her to cool down. She was hot. She was hot. But yeah, this makes it really convenient. I might go live anytime I'm remote tuning. Here we go, we're live. Do. Nope, we're not live. We're live. We're not live. We're not live. 163 is fine. Go ahead. It'll drop temp as soon as you start running it. Oh, you want a one and done? Do you think you can plant this? Did you like put more straps on it? Because I can give you a one and done. Otherwise, you can make a couple pulls on this. You're already down to 160 and dropping. Let's see what she does this round. All right. You're at the same boost level. Should make 11 pounds and then level out to 10. Doom. That was rev limiter again. Feels good. You can't hear me anymore? It's probably because now the computer's actually doing something live. But did it plant it? Because it made it. I can give you more if you can make it stick. Eesh. If he could. Oh, he let out because it spun again. I don't think his dyno is going to stick any more than this. You're holding good 10.5, 11 psi out the back door. Fuel looks okay. Can you guys hear me? I think I'm going to jump off the lot. You can hear me fine? Okay. So that means he can hear me. Boost duty 100%. Okay. There's another run. He eased into the throttle to try and get it past peak torque. And man, Drew, tell him to please stay off my limiter. He is bashing the shit out of the rev limiter. Like hard. You're hot. Let it cool. Let it cool. We're at 213. But he keeps just absolutely mashing the shit out of that rev limiter. Yeah, it should be running kind of like poop right now. Oh, bike running is loud. It's hot. See the blinky light? That's the warning. Let it cool. I'll be able to tell when the bike shuts off so I can talk to you. I forgot you have dump pipes. The last turbo I just tuned has a full exhaust. It's quite a bit quieter. 216, sheesh. 215. Here we go. We're starting to cool off. Nah, she doesn't cool off while rolling on gasoline. E85 is a little better for it, but not a gasoline. There, we're finally down under my warning limit. We're still hot. 210. Air compressor. Hey, Kevin. Shut up! Golly! Were you that empty? Air compressor is running forever. Do you have a leak? Oh, fine, sure. I go to shut it off. See you Thursday, boss. I'm in Chattanooga right now. Okay. I'll start lowering the boost in myself. Lowering links and Brock's triple tree for the front end. Yeah. My suggestion would be the window links. The adjustables, they're going to do you a lot better than the one multiple hole ones. It'll allow you to adjust in between versus just having 3 settings you can work with. Kevin, I'm excited to see you. Like I just told these guys, I'm going to be focusing on the racers that are all coming right now. So, like Nitrous Ninja said, his bike's going to be later in the year. It's not going to be a right now thing. It's going to have a little bit of time on it. But Drew is cooling down, but it ain't going to get that cool. The big thing is the temperature of the plenum and the charge pipes is probably hot. So we need to get those cooling down. I mean, honestly, the boost level you're at, the fuel's good. If you can plant it, you're good. But not... you're probably not going to plant any more boost than this if I give it to you. In all honesty, you're probably not going to be able to plant it. I could try and knock the torque out of it, do a boost by RPM setup, and try and take the power out of it and just pile it up top to give you a big number, but your fuel looks good, everything looks good, it's happy. Everything seems square. It's running good, making good power. I wish we had some E85 and his drum would hold it. I'd really scare the shit out of him because I bet that thing sounded half rowdy for him, but now wait until I get after it. If I put it on E and put like 25 to the dome, that would make him shit and get. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Pretty good. Fuel's good, everything's good. So, it's working great. If you could, ask him to please quit bashing the limiter. It's a little hard on it. He smacked the limiter a few times, back to back. Yeah, it's a little rough. Do you want to try and plant more boost, or are you good where you're at? Let me see about something here. Change access source, RPM. Zero to 11,500. Number of cells, 20. Let's do 10. No, no. That's a bad number. 188 on the dome would be a little aggressive. It's a little rough on it when you bang the limiter like that. I'm betting that's tire spin that's causing it to do that, but do. You're gonna see a very. I'm doing that right now. Peak torque is where? What's the RPM at peak torque? And what's the RPM at peak horsepower? I'm going to do you a boost by RPM table, and we're going to run it on gate until we get up past peak torque, and then we'll start piling it to it. So you have better odds of keeping the freaking tire planted to the drum. Better odds. Otherwise, just strap the freaking daylights out of it. Like, if you got to put straps around the arm and crank the arm down to the dyno, whatever you got to do to try and get as much plant as you can. But you got to watch it running low tire pressure on a hookup. It will get gummy. And it will tear the hide off that hookup if you're not careful. So don't let that tire get too freaking hot. If you can't lay your hand on it, it's too fucking hot. Waiting for a picture. Hey, picture from Drew.
167
At 8,400. 11, 2, 3.
at 8,500.
All right, yeah. So, this should, hold on, let me. When this writes to the ECU, this should do you better. So if you look at your screen right now, I have no boost control in it until 6,300. And then I have 6 pounds commanded, 10 pounds commanded, and then 18, which should be a spicy meatball. Let's knock that down to 16. That's a lot. Let's knock that down a little bit. And let's see where my boost cut's at. 25 psi. E. That'll work. That'll work. A little high. That'll work. So the next tune should be a little more hearse purrs, a little less spin. So that should work for you. He said, "Take it easy, bro." Yes, I did. I get it though. When you're up at that power level, shit happens really fast, and it's hard to react to it. Wait until you get up into like the 500s. Shit happens so fast. The freaking run itself, it's lazy boost, and then it's over. It's like hitting a ton of bricks. So, it's pretty good. 319 at 11 pounds of boost is not bad. It's on track to double at a bar still. So you'd be like 360 at a bar. Yeah, it ain't bad. It's about on par with what it should do, which is surprising because of the elevation difference. Although I am noticing the elevation distance. It's taking more boost control to make the boost, and it's making the boost a lot later than it did down here. Down here, you were into boost way sooner. So let me jump back in this live feed and see if I can find that last pull. I left it recording live while it was cooling down, and I shouldn't. Oop, beep, up, beep, deep. Doop. Damn it, too far. Doop. There we go. 8,000 to make peak boost. Jesus. Yeah, this thing gonna feel lazy up there. We're gonna have to raise two-step and have you leave harder. Oh, that's low throttle position. Run. Hold on. He was trying to use the throttle to try and make it plant. And the thing is, it still makes the boost. There's Watt. Okay, we cross out of vacuum into positive pressure at 6,000 RPM. And we don't make peak and crack the gate until almost 8,000. Yeah, that's violent. It's about 3,000 RPM slower than it was here. So yeah, that's the elevation difference. She's a turtle down low and still doing good up top. It's harder for it to make the boost. That's why the dome is taking so much. This is the longest I have ever been live in my life. Other than the other night when I was live on Facebook cutting out frickin' stickers. But while we're cooling, I'm gonna turn y'all and I'm gonna roll some bikes inside so y'all can continue to watch what I'm doing-ish. It's a little bright out there. Because I have to go to work. In like no time. This is gonna be the one and done. Because I'm about out of time. Otherwise, I can tell you how to control the boost controller. That's easy enough. But yeah, after this one and done, I'm probably going to have to head to work. The other work. And what I can do is just set a boost cut where I wouldn't take it over it. And you can change these numbers in the boost controller all you want. Worst you're going to do is hit a boost cut. Getting more straps. Getting more straps. Straps are good. It is a freaking disaster area in this shop right now. There won't be a shop update video for those of you who are asking. None of you are asking, but anyone wondering, there won't be a shop update video today. There really hasn't been much change other than this remote tune and the tune this morning, which I didn't film because well, it was a dry block and I was in a hurry, and would have been awesome to film it. You would have gotten to see what happens when you accidentally put a 100 shot in and don't tell your tuner. It scares the tuner a lot. That motherfucker come alive. 265. Ooh, brr. Well, we were like 34 last night. I don't even know what the temperature is right now. Let me see what the temperature. I can't see what the temperature is. Actually, I can. Hold on. I can cheat. I have a dyno with a weather station. It is 65 degrees in here, 36% humidity, and just below sea level. So it's actually really good weather to make power. But yeah, it's got to be cold up there. Actually, this bike right there is from up your direction. And it is going to drive me bonkers. Customer complaint. Raw oil coming out of the turbo. Scavenger line was crappy, all that shit. Hunted. Went ahead and put what we normally run on it. Same problem. Weird. I don't know what to think of that. Still not sure what to think of that. But we'll figure it out. Yeah, strapping the daylights out of it's going to help. His drum probably doesn't have a lot of knurling on it, I would guess. I'm gonna guess that drum does not have a lot of knurling or anything to bite on. It's a dyno jet, so probably not. We're about to add straps now. That'll work. Hopefully. Cross our fingers. Trying to plant it's going to be a little rough. This is going to make more horsepower up top, but it should get past peak torque, which will be good. Because peak torque's where it cuts tire loose. Torque is what causes you to bust tire loose, not horsepower. Horsepower is just a measure of how quickly you build torque. This should actually look really impressive on the torque graph. So it should be brrrr, and then flatline the torque out because basically I'm putting artificial boost creep in it. And your power should be just a slant. It should look a lot like a supercharger. But don't be startled if it's an absolute turd down low. Because it's going to be an absolute turd down low. Yeah, he was letting out to like 50% throttle on those runs trying to catch it. It don't matter. He still makes the boost at 50% throttle. At 59% throttle, we were still at 11 psi. Whole time. But it's part of it, part of the game. I have a clicker. What's this clicker for? Bike with a clicker. Suzuki with a clicker. Gold member. Oh, it's old LEDs. I took the LEDs off of it. Because now it's a race bike, not a bling bling bike. Still bling blingy. But race bling blingy. Fast bling blingy. Yeah, hopefully I can make some progress on some shit this week. I'm running out of room in here. Really bad. I was hoping to finish buttoning up this yellow bike today. It really just needs fairings put on it. I think that's it. Clutch is set up, fairings put on it, and the tire hugger, almost all the screws vibrated out on the dyno. That's something that the guy today, I asked him, I said, did you just build this bike? He said, yeah. I said, every bolt that you forgot to tighten, I'm going to find it. Every pull, bolts falling out. Mostly body bolts, but you want to find all the loose bolts on something, put it on a dyno. That's why I'm blown away. Drew had his undertail fall off. It was held in by Suzuki OEM darts. I use Suzuki genuine OEM body darts. Some of y'all might recognize these little suckers. They're 2-piece. These. And apparently they vibrated out. I've never had that happen. I'm impressed. But there is ways to mitigate that. I see you put bolts in it. That'll do it. That'll mitigate that in a hurry. But that's a first. That's something learned. Drew sent a photo. Yeah, you're going to have to do that. Oh, that's how you're strapped? Yeah, you're not going to plant that. See if you can move the straps back onto the swing arm more. You're not planting the tire very well there. Let's see if I can draw you a picture. See if you can strap it like that. Now I get why we're spinning. Makes sense. Yeah, when you get up into this power level, that don't work so well. It works good for stock stuff up into the 200s pretty easily. But at this power level, you're going to have to cinch that sucker down. I am messaging a bunch of people right now. Like, it is never ending that I have... Let's see, how many do I have going? 3. Not bad. Only 3 chats going right now. Rich, Drew, Chris Charles, Dennis. Dennis is always open. Always. Always talking to Dennis. It is cool enough that my freaking menthol is crystallizing again. I can't wait for 80-degree days again. Then again, it'll be this temperature in here anyway. Because of that big sucker right there. Big old freaking 2-ton AC. And I got another 1 ton up high. Keeps it nice in here. But it is nice having the door open and not spending a lot of money on anything. Just lights. Air compressor when it decides it wants to be low. Rent. That sucked. I got paid this morning. I'm like, yeah, I got money. Got $20. After I went over and paid Bart, I have $20. But it's part of it. It's just like paying a light bill. Fucking about $120 a month right now. It'll be about $250 a month in the summer. And of course, got the house too. But it's part of it. If I didn't have the cats, I'd probably just give up the house and move into this fucker. Put everything in a storage unit. I could fit everything I owned in a storage unit pretty easily. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's amazing when you start trying to plant power. You get into some of the shit we've been doing. I'm getting on the strapping subject, so I run big old freaking 2-inch straps, dead looped around the swing arm or rear set, and then I will also run an axle strap. I've done that before. Drew sent a picture. Yeah, trying to plant this much power just gets interesting. You should see some of the strap jobs we've done to like John's bike. I had these big straps. I had straps straight through the axle, and I had 2 more ratchet straps pulling straight down on the arm. And we jacked up the suspension, and these were freaking pulling the suspension completely bottomed out just to try and plant 660. And we were fighting tire spin and chain jump. When we finally got it to hook the tire, the chain started jumping over the sprocket. That is a scary situation. If you look in my channel into my shorts, there isn't very many of them. But one of the shorts is a sprocket. If you watch, you'll see the chain climb off the sprocket and jump. It is freaking nuts. There's something special about 360 foot-pounds of torque. There's something special about planting as much torque to the tire of a bike as a freaking F-150 or a Chevy pickup. Actually, more. I think my truck only makes like 200 foot-pounds of torque. Drew's making almost every bit of that right now. But this tune-up should help a lot more than just the straps, because this is going to soften up the run-up a lot and then get rowdy up top. Should kind of knock the boost out of it a bit, because right now, yeah, it'll take... Draw a slant there. It still might spin. 9,300. 9,400 is where it frickin' busted loose on him. It busted loose at peak torque. This might hook. We will see. Once we get through with this, I'm going to jump off live and set a boost cut, and y'all can either have fun with it or call it a day. Up to you. I'm glad you made the call to go gasoline, not bother with the 85 right now, because you're never going to plant the 85 the way that's strapped out. I think even if you strapped it good, you have trouble planting the 85 on that dyno, because the 85 jumps a lot. Yep, go ahead. I'm live. If it's anywhere below 170 when it's running, it's going to be hotter than that when you start it. But once it's running, go ahead and make the pull. There's a black something. It's an Amazon lowering link. God, I can't remember the name of it. They're just a turnbuckle style lowering link that work great. The upper triple from Brock's is a great option. Brock's window links work great as long as you never want to go back all the way up to stock height, because they are lowering only. They are not plus or minus. They are just minus. If you can find any window link that says plus or minus, that's going to give you your best adjustment. All right, see if we can plant some power with this thing. I'd love to see like 350. And it's off. I didn't even look at what the coolant temp was. Oh, he didn't even start it. Oh, it's good. You're good. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I would give you a discount code, but we don't have it anymore. When Chad chose to leave, I contacted them and killed the discount code because he's no longer affiliated with the business. So it's up to you. You're good. 147, you're well good. It's going to be like 130 once you get rolling. Go ahead and hit it. That thing had a good cooldown for the first time in a minute. This should make more power if it plants it. If. Big if. Let that O2 get through warm up. 144. Why does it do that zoom thing? Anyway. Keep knocking it into Excel enrichment. There we go. This has got to be some weird freaking Twilight Zone shit. Watching live while you're watching live. Watching your own computer from across the country. Oh yeah, we're good. I think it spun. Well, I made a bar boost right at the end. Where's the throttle position? That was a 70% throttle pull. You can definitely see the boost come alive. Ready? Get it open, get it open, get it open, all the way open, all the way open, all the way open. Oh, he's just running up. There you go. £10 of boost, tickled 12 up top. Looks like it might have spun. Within 3 or 4% on fuel. That should be a little softer. Thought this was one and done. We're already up over 200 almost. Get open, get open, get open. Wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open. 14 pounds of boost, and I think it planted it. He actually held 13 pounds of boost. That should have been like 350, 360. Real close. It's almost a bar. We're 1 pound under a bar. Temp, 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 temp. Temp, 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 temp. That's it, boy. I am running out of time. Well, folks, I'm officially well and truly out of time. I have got to go home, shower, get changed, and get to the gas station. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump off this live. Thank you all for watching. Drew, have fun. I got a boost cut set, so if y'all decide to keep toying around, worst case scenario, you're going to run into a boost cut. I left it on the boost target table now. Don't go any higher than 16. How do I get off here?